Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson. It's JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Oh, we have such a cloudy day today, and my allergies is terrible when it's real cloudy, and the air is real. The air quality is real low. So I'm trying to get myself together. However, I wanted to talk about an experience that happened to me yesterday. I got hit on Facebook by a lady, and she said, "Are you Egyptian's mom?" Past people have called my daughter Egyptian, by mistake. So I took it as, yeah. So she goes on, "Can I have your number? I need to speak with you." And I'm like, "Well, who are you?" My number is public, so everybody knows my number. Like, who are you? So she calls and she's going off. She's like, "Your daughter, and my kids," and she starts saying all these names, "was at your house, and they was smoking weed and under the covers with boys." And I said, "Well, whoa. At my house?" I said, "Honey, send me the pictures. I want to see this one." Right? So I said, "But wait a minute." She was like, "I don't know if you like the other mother." I said, "Listen, hold on." I said, "No, if my child is doing something, I would like to be known. I would like it to know about it. What kind of mother would you be to know that my child is out here doing something that can destroy their life and you don't tell me? So I appreciate you calling me, but I do need those pictures proving that it was my child in my house, because that doesn't go on in my house." So she's going on and she's going on, and she said, "Yeah, because I went to the other mother's house." And I'm like, "Okay, well, where are you located? Because I'll come to you right now. I want to see these pictures." She said, "It's on Snapchat." I said, "Well, I don't know all their names and Snapchats and all that, but I want to see these pictures." So she proceeded to say, "Well, I'm over here on blah, blah, blah street." And I'm like, that street is not familiar. I said, "But, I could be wrong. What's the landmark? Give me a landmark. A major street, the closest major street around you." So she told me this off the wall major street. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. I said, "Ma'am, where are you? What state are you in?" And she said, "Oh, I'm in Ohio." I said, "Well, ma'am, I'm in North Carolina. You have the wrong Egypt. I'm sorry to tell you." Now, mind you, I was bawling inside because I was about to come home and give Egypt the 1-2, but I wanted to see these pictures before I give it a 1-2. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all a situation that just recently happened to me. I'm a mother, okay, of 3 children that I physically gave birth to. My oldest child is 36 years old. Granted, I know people tell me every day I look like I'm in my 20s, early 30s, whatever. But the truth of the matter is, I had my daughter at 16 years old, and she's mine. I look at her more as a sister because we grew together. Okay, I wasn't able to mother her the way a mother can mother their child that's experienced, because I was learning, trying to become a young adult, and I was a mother. However, pretty much my family raised her, okay? And the streets wound up taking my child, okay? When I say the streets wound up taking my child, meaning the jail, the drugs, the just being out there, just doing all kind of things that was out of whack, okay? So with that being said, a lot of people hold me. How can you hold me for being a child, raising a child? I made a mistake. I got pregnant. I had a baby, but I had to learn to become a mother. Well, now that I am 50-something years old, I know how to be a mother. Let me tell y'all what happened to me recently. My job. Y'all know what job I work for. I'm not saying the name. I explained to them that I had some issues, where my daughter had, she had a way to get to school while I was working. However, the person that was taking her to school moved away. So as a responsible adult and as a responsible parent, it's my job to do the job, because that person was doing something out the kindness of their heart because they didn't have to do it. One, everybody in my neighborhood knows that we lost a young lady about 6 years back. God bless her soul. I'm not going to say her name. But we lost her, being in the streets. I have to take a deep breath on it because I grieved over that for a very long time. And that's what made me fight even harder when it comes to Private Friend Incorporated and protecting these children and giving them the knowledge that they need to do things properly in the growing process. So they refused. Refused. First they gave me, let me go back. They gave me 30 days, of being able to take my daughter to school and then come to work. Then they turned around and gave me another 30 days, which is 60 days. And then after that, they told me they can no longer help me. So then they want to put me on this schedule where I can barely get work and try to force me to work a night shift. Now, if I told you that I need to get my daughter on the bus at 7:30, get my daughter to school by 7:30, and so I can come to work at 8:30, what makes you think that I'm going to come and work night shift and leave my daughter behind overnight? And she's a teenager. Make it make sense, people. But see, when you're dealing with ignorance and people that don't care about their children or don't have the knowledge of what raising a child is about, they would try to put you in a rim as if you're doing something wrong and you're being misled because you don't want your 13 or 14-year-old to be out there in the streets, or be in negative activity. Now, I told my job, why don't y'all just lay me off since y'all don't want to, do right by me and my family. They refuse. They want to continue with the nonsense. I applied for other positions, willing to sacrifice so I can still be available for my child. They don't want to meet me halfway. So now we're going to take it to the bitter end if they don't comply very soon, because my life is going down and I still got to pay my bills. It's not my fault that you don't care about family. Family is first. Just like safety. They come hand in hand. And I'm not going to belittle myself after raising 3 children, losing one to the streets, and I'm gaining that one back, to lose another one to the streets because of money. Now, it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to get a lawyer, after a while. Yeah. Because I have proven fact that leaving my child at home, alone, at night, what it did to my life. My 15-year-old daughter, the one that's 36 now, was left at home at night while I worked at Bronx Lebanon Hospital, which was less than a quarter of a mile from my house. I was able to walk home at lunchtime every day. That same 15-year-old got pregnant. That 15-year-old couldn't raise no child, so I took on the responsibility, which is my grandson, that I raised as my son for 18 years. I will not allow one company to destroy the well-being of my family or our livelihood to help them. I will rebuke all of that in the blood of Jesus. And it was funny how this lady just called from a whole nother city. And it's not only happening here, it's happening all around the world, where children are being misled by other children. And because they don't understand life, or their parents are not teaching them, they're falling in that trap. It won't be mine. God didn't give me a second chance to raise a daughter for my daughter to end up in the streets. I will stand by it. Granted, her father's a piece of... We know this. He had no business leaving his teenage daughter and go miles away. You not wanting me is one thing. But you don't leave your teenage daughter knowing she doesn't have siblings to watch over her and go move 8 hours away. So God gonna handle him. I don't care how much you call. You're not here physically to pop up and see what's going on. Well, for those that don't know, I got cameras in my house. That's how serious it is on this side. I know every time somebody steps in front of my door, whether you ring the bell or not. That's how serious it is on this side. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to just leave my child overnight, because kids have a way of making things happen. Okay? It's our responsibility as parents to know who our kids hang out with, what our kids do, where they are, whether you drop them off somewhere and you're going to pick them up. I had to tell somebody the other day, it was another child. My daughter goes nowhere without me. And if she does, it's with another adult. And if it's not with an adult that I can trust, oh, best to believe I'm going to be on scene. I don't play about my children. Now, what other people do with their children, that's their business. But I do say y'all need to learn to start teaching your children. Because we're going to continue to have this ongoing cycle of children that's out here doing negative things to impact not only their lives, but yours as well. I came home to my daughter and I said, you know, you almost got beat up, right? I said, and it wasn't even you. I said, but I was asking for the pictures. She started laughing. She said, well, how, mommy, how would I do something like that? I got cameras. People always find a way. Kids always find a way. So you always have to stay alert. This is why I don't get drunk and I don't get high. Because I have to watch everything. I have to listen to everything and comprehend everything. And when I see that things is not right as a parent, I'm supposed to step in and let them know that it's not right. That's our job as parents. When you have a child, you become the leader of that child. And if you're not a good leader, how are you going to lead that child? So it's time that these parents start standing up to the plate and become better leaders. Because then you want to holler about, oh, my kid is doing this and my kid is doing that. Let me tell y'all a story. I think I told this story a few times. I was at court in Maryland with my daughter, and the judge was gonna lock her up, and I said, "No, judge, please don't lock her up." I said, "I need her. I need her to help me. I have to work to take care of these kids, and I don't know what to do." And he said, "Well, the community will help you." But see, that's in Maryland. Not everywhere the community helps you the same way. For one, some communities, the people don't even have the knowledge on how to help themselves, let alone help other people. Okay? Then he also stated, well, if you don't get your daughter together, we will. And that's just how the jail system thinks. They would do whatever they have to do to make your child get it right, even if that means making them a career criminal. Is that what you want your children to be? So I put my foot down. It's not going to be mine. Especially this last one. So I say that to say, mothers, y'all need to become a little bit more understanding when people are telling you what your children are doing. And y'all need to get yourselves together to stand up to your children. Okay? I say that to say, if y'all don't, this is why y'all children are mistreating y'all. And y'all scared of them. Because you have to learn to stand up to them. Some of them will continue to rebel. Those that continue to rebel, you got to go let them learn a lesson. You did your part. But don't sit back and don't do nothing. We have to get out of that cycle. When parents is trying to tell you about your children, you want to boast and talk crap and to defend your child, but you don't know what your child has done. So my theory is, I tell people, prove it to me. And I look at the cycles. I look at the cycles. We have to do better raising our children. Whether we're a single parent or the child has two parents, we have to do better. Money is not everything. Their life, their health, their well-being, their self-esteem, all of that plays a part. I think I told y'all this story. I used to work so much. I used to work almost 70 hours a week to make 70 grand a year. Because I was taking care of so many people. But my kids didn't get to see me. I broke down in a cry. And I told my daughter father, I said, My baby don't know me. And he said, stop saying that. She does know you. I said, no, she don't. I could see it. She's not giving me the same love that my other babies gave me. Because a baby knows their parent. And see, when I first had her, I got sick. So he was the one taking care of her, you know. And I was like a little upset because I'm like, okay, this is terrible. My baby don't know me, you know. She always wanted to be with her father. I was okay with that, but I still wanted my baby to know me. So I took a lot of time off, you know, so she can get to know me. I can feed her breakfast. I can teach her how to use the bathroom. I could teach her how to be a woman. But then you got some mothers, they don't even know how to be women. So how they going to teach their daughters? It's okay to ask questions. It's okay. Like, I used to go to work all the time because this is my first time raising a teenager by myself because I had my family before, you know, and they failed me. However, this is my first time doing it by myself, so I would go to work sometime and ask older women, like, what they thought I should do, you know. I mean, it's no question. I'm not going to ask them about leaving her by herself because I've experienced that already. But when it comes to other little things that I didn't experience, I ask and get other people's opinions. And which one that I feel that's the best, that's what I do. And sometimes that's what we have to do for things that we haven't experienced. We just don't make erratic decisions. It took me 60 days to make the decision on whether or not I wanted to leave my job. For the well-being of my child. And they keep holding on when I'm going to win in the end no matter what. And then by you taking me through this process, now you're taking me down a mental and financial bind and stress. If I have to see you in court, not only am I going to get what I deserve, I'm going to get more because you have messed up my mind and my life with the nonsense. It stands. I'm not putting you before my child. I'm not doing it. And the courts will stand behind me on it. Did you ever hear of the Department of Children's Welfare? They're big on the safety of children. How do I know? Because I lived in it from the age 12 to 17. No way possible you're going to tell me to leave my 13-year-old overnight while I come and slave for you. That's not the way it works in America. We love our children. So we let our children run amok to slave for you. You walk away rich laughing to the bank. And we got to deal with chaos for the rest of our lives. I don't think so. That's not the way it works. Not in this country. Too many children has been abused. Too many children has been trafficked. Too many children have got on drugs. And I fight for my babies. And I fight for those that's not even mine. So if I fight for those that's not even mine, what make you think I'm going to let you hurt mine? Make it make sense. That's why we say people don't think. They want to judge you. They want to talk down on you. But because they're not smart enough or intelligent enough, they don't even comprehend why you do what you do. We call those people, I'm trying to get away from the word stupid. So lack of intelligence. We're gonna put it there. Whoever designed my job where I work, they didn't give a damn about family. Probably because they didn't even have any. I get it. But the companies that remain in our country are family companies. So I would do everything in my power. Keyword, power. And I have a lot of it. To take you down. It's not a game when you're playing with people's lives. I'm teaching my people every day to watch out for their children. To keep their children out the streets. And I'm going to do the opposite. Make it make sense. You should have known that this was going to be a battle. This is Jacqueline Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. I love y'all. Private Friend Incorporated is going to always be here to fight for y'all. And of course, I got to fight for me first. I'll talk to y'all soon.